we're going to learn how to upload static IPs. Before setting static IPs, it's important to understand a few things about them. First off, what are IPs? An IP address is like a phone number for your device on the internet. It's a unique set of numbers that identifies your device and allows it to communicate with other devices online. If we think of IPs as a phone number, then you can see how important it is to not have duplicates. If there's a duplicate IP, the device will not be able to properly communicate with the network, therefore the device appears as offline. It will also create network interference if IPs are uploaded improperly. It also messes up foreman data, which is very difficult to fix. So it's important that we follow each step to ensure static IPs are properly uploaded. Why are static IPs important, and what differentiates them from DHCP? Static IPs versus DHCP. The importance of them. Static IPs are important for devices that need a constant and predictable address, such as servers or printers. In our case, it'll be miners. Static IPs are manually configured, whereas DHCP are automatically assigned by the server. Static IPs remain the same unless manually changed, whereas DHCP can change periodically, dependent on the server load. Static IPs require manual configuration, whereas DHCP is done automatically. You can think of DHCP like water, where it's free-flowing and easily changed, whereas static is closer to ice. It must first be melted to flow or change. It's very important that we have miners set to static IPs so that we can, for one, have each pod set to their own individual range, where when they go down, when we hit a BTC tool scan, we can very quickly see that one range is missing and therefore is down. It is also important to have miners in static IPs because it allows us to very easily search a certain range in order to return all of the miners that we should have. Whereas, rather, when you have DHCP, you'd have to search the entire range, which is just not viable. Before setting static IPs, it's very important to have a specified range that you are guaranteed to have no duplicates in. The way I like to do that is to download a CSV that has all of the IPs all the way from 10.0.0.0 through 10.0.255.255. Then I like to download this CSV on Foreman of the entire site, and I like to use VLOOKUP in order to find what IPs are conflicting. So just use VLOOKUP here. Select this, use a comma, bring it over to our IPs of the entire site. F4, 1, 0. Double click this to bring it all the way down. Then I create a filter. Then I sort by NA, so only NA is showing. Now I can be 100% certain that all of these IPs are free for use, and they will not be conflicting with any of the ones that we currently have on the network. I know for a fact, because I already looked earlier, that 194 doesn't have any conflicting IPs. So that's the range that I'm going to use for the pod that I'm going to upload. Now that I have all of my IPs that are verified to not be duplicates, I'll find the netmask, gateway, and DNS for my individual network. In order to do this, you're going to need to find a miner that is already on static, and you're going to need to copy it directly from that miner. The next thing you'll need after having that information is a static IP template. I'll put this in the video description so it's easy to find. Then, in order to find the miner ID, miner name, and MAC, what we're going to do is download that from Foreman. So in my case, I'm going to use pod 30. So we will type in miner group for our filter. You'll select this, and then we will type in the pod 30, and we'll hit add. Then we're going to download the CSV for these miners. Next, we are going to import this file, and we're going to use insert new sheets. Next, we're going to put these all in order. So let's simply take this, drag it all the way to the right side, and we will right-click, hitting Create a Filter. First, we are going to select A to Z on the minor index. Then, we are going to select A to Z on the minor rack. This puts everything in order so that we don't have any issues with order. Then, we're going to scroll all the way to our left side, and we are going to put these columns in the proper order of these. So we need the minor ID, then the minor name, then the MAC. So our minor ID is already on the left side. We're then going to drag over our minor name. Then we're going to drag over the minor MAC. Then we're just going to select all of them and copy. After copying that, we're going to bring it over here. We're going to paste it in. Now we have everything in order from A1 all the way down through K8. Now we're going to select our IPs. We're going to go ahead and we're going to paste these in the static IP portion. Next, we're going to use our netmask, gateway, and DNS. We're going to put those in the portions that they need to be in. One very quick way to automatically fill these is to select 2 columns at a time and double click, and it will drag it down all the way to where you need it to be. I'll do the same for the gateway as well as the DNS. Now we're going to download this file. I'm going to name it pod 30 statics. I'm going to download this as a CSV. Then I'm going to go here. I'm going to bulk edit, select all, edit, and then I will do static, assign static IPs, upload a CSV. I will choose the one that I just did. I will confirm the bulk edit, and I will apply. Now it's very important after setting static IPs that you ensure that all of them actually take the static IPs. I've had many scenarios where you will assign them by foreman and it won't actually apply the IPs. So it's important to monitor these and hit constant resyncs just to make sure that they actually take it, because it's usually the case where in the minor itself, it will still be in the settings, the static IP settings, but it will not have actually taken those new static IPs until the minor itself is rebooted. So I suggest hitting a ton of resyncs for the next 15 to 20 minutes, and then seeing which ones did and did not take the static IPs. And for the ones that did not take the static IPs, it might be worth hitting a reboot on all of those, hitting a resync again, and then using the same CSV that we just uploaded and using that one more time to make sure that foreman sends those codes again in order to assign those static IPs. But yeah, it is that simple to upload static IPs. And as you can see, we have them all in order. Pod 30 A1 is 10.0.194.1, 30 A2, 10.0.194.2. So yeah, everything is perfect.